Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel A in Economist. So today we are going to study about limits of a function. Previously, if you have seen my videos, you will know that I have covered what is relation, what is function, what are the distinctions between relations and functions, and I have also gone into some special kind of functions. Today let's start with the limits of the function. Firstly, let us understand the concept. Suppose you want to travel the distance from point A to point B, right? Now you know that if you board a cab, it will take you around 2 hours to cover this distance. Suppose I define a variable t to denote this time. Suppose t is 2 hours. Now from this information, what you know is that as the value of t goes to 2, that is 2 hours, the distance traveled or the distance covered between A and B will be close to 0, right? You start from point A and you gradually cover this distance, and as you move closer and closer to this distance, the time will be closer and closer to 2 hours, right? Suppose I define a function ft which basically gives you the distance covered, right? So distance is a function of time. So as t approaches to 0 or t approaches to 2 or t tends to 2, your distance covered, the function denoting the distance covered, will be approaching to 0, right? I hope this is clear to you. Now in limiting terms, if you want to explain this, what you have to do, you have to write limit t tending to 2 if t is nothing but 0. This is the same thing. If you say that t approaches to 2, that implies if t approaches to 0, it will be mathematically explained, or in the form of limit, it can be expressed in this fashion. Limit t tends to 2 if t is 0. And that is the concept of limit. So limit basically tells you if you take any point in your domain, right? If you take any point in your domain, what will be the property of your function at that particular point in the domain. So it will tell you the property that what the functional value is for that particular point in the domain, and that is the essence of limit. Now let me go a little deeper into this meaning of x approaches to a. Suppose this is your domain, this is the real number line. Suppose you are dealing with a polynomial function, then your domain will be from infinity to minus infinity to infinity, and you are taking any point in the domain. Suppose the point is a, right? And you want to know the limit of your function at this point, particular point a. Then what you need to do? You need to check the values of x that approaches towards a from the right hand side, that is denoted by a plus, and you have to also consider the value of x in your domain where x approaches towards a from the left hand side, which will give you a minus. Now this side, if you consider the right hand side, the limit that you will be calculating is called the right hand limit, and from the left hand side, if you see, it will be left hand limit. Now mathematically, if you want to explain, you will write limit x tends to a plus, and suppose your function is fx. So this, if you calculate this expression, this will give you your right hand limit, which denotes this particular side, that is you are approaching towards the value a from the right hand side, and if you approach a from this side, it will be limit x tends to a minus fx, and this will be nothing but your left hand limit. Now the important point to note here is that for limit to exist, what you need to do, you need to check if the left hand limit and right hand limit are equal or not. If these two values are equal, the limiting values are equal, then only you will say that the limit for your function exists, otherwise not. And I am talking about limit at a particular point a. Why I am giving emphasis to this? Because later on we'll see how we can find the limit for a particular interval. Here we are talking about only a singleton point a. So what you have to do, you have to only check the left hand limit at that point A and the right hand limit at that point A, and you have to equate and you have to see if they are equal or not. If they are, you'll say that the limit exists at point x equals to A, right? Okay. Now mathematically, what is the definition? Suppose given a number delta which is positive, however small, if you take very small value, suppose delta is 0.00001, so you can imagine a very small value. If x takes value such that mod of x minus a lies in the interval 0 to delta, which is the definition of delta neighborhood if you know, then x is said to be tending to a, and symbolically x approaches to a. So what I am trying to say here is that suppose you take a simple example, suppose mod x is less than 2. If you know the properties of inequality, what you can write here is that x lies between -2 to +2. Similarly, if you expand this, what you will get, mod of x minus a is less than delta. So minus delta less than x minus a less than delta. Now if you add a on each sides, what you get is that this, right? So what this tells you, x belongs to a minus delta to a plus delta, right? So it tells you that x lies in the neighborhood of point A. If you have to say that x approaches to A, you will consider a delta neighborhood of A, where delta is a very small number as I have mentioned. So you will consider delta to be as small as possible, and if you see that x belongs to this delta neighborhood of A, you can say that x is approaching to A or x is tending to A. Now this I have already told you that if x approaches A from a lesser value, that is from the left hand side, you will say that it's x approaching to A minus, and if it approaches from a greater value than A, then it will be from the right hand side, and you will write x tending to A plus, right? Now if only you have to say that x approaches to A, so you have to consider both the values. You don't know if this approaches from the left hand side or from the right hand side, so you have to consider both these things, and you have to equate the values and see they are equal or not. So that will give you a sense that the limit at all exists or not, right? That is the meaning of limit. Now let us solve a couple of questions. Question number 1 says, discuss the limit of the function fx, where fx takes the value -1 if x is less than 0, 1 if x is greater than 0, at a particular point 0. So as I have mentioned, you have to find the left hand limit at the value x equals to 0, and you have to find the right hand limit at the value x equals to 0, and you have to see if they are equal or not. So let me do that. X tends to 0 minus, because we are taking from the left hand side fx, what will this be? Limit x tends to 0 minus, if you see from the left hand side, the value is -1. So the value is -1 only. If you, this expression is independent of x, so it will be as it is. Now if you do this from the right hand side, what will this be? X tends to 0 plus fx. So it will be limit x tends to 0 plus, and from the right hand side the value is 1. So this is 1. So if you see, the left hand limit value is -1 and the right hand limit value is +1. They are not equal, so we'll say limit does not exist in this case, right? The conclusion is that limit does not exist in this case. Let me do another question with you. Discuss the limit of the function fx is 1 upon x at x equals to 0 and its graph. So if you find out limit x tends to 0 plus fx, what you will see, limit x tends to 0, 1 by x. Now if you put 0 here, you will see that there is no finite value to which this graph is tending to. Let me show you the graph first. This is the graph of fx is 1 upon x. So if you see the graph from the right hand side, you'll see the functional value goes up like this. So it's not going to any finite value. Similarly, if you consider it from the left hand side, you'll see again it is not going to any finite value. So here what we will say that right hand limit does not exist. Similarly, if you do this, you can write this for the left hand limit as well. Also, this we have seen that left hand limit also does not exist. So here, if the left hand limit and the right hand limit itself does not exist, then there is no way of existence of limit for the function, right? So in the previous case, what we have seen is that both the left hand limit and the right hand limit exist, but they are not equal. That is why we are saying that the limit does not exist. But here what we see is that the left hand limit and the right hand limit itself does not exist, and that implies that the limit of the function does not exist, right? So let me stop here, and from the next session I'll be going into some more problems and I'll discuss some more concepts. Thank you for your time and stay tuned for the next lecture.